Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy and welcome to the 2020-2021 FIA Manufacturers Race number 6 at Goodwood in the Group 4 cars. And tonight we do our darndest to stay on the track and do everything we can to avoid a face plant in the Goodwood chicane. Can we do it? We have to stick around to find out. Before we get to the action, could be so kind as hit the like and or subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, welcome to the race. As the lobby opens up, I see that I am ranked 17th in the lobby of A-plus drivers. So I have my work absolutely cut out for me, as those that are behind me typically are either on my bumper or in front of it. So, hey, can't complain. You just got to get in there and do your thing. So that's what we do. I hop into the lobby my first lap. I jump out and I am going around the course, and I'm going to jump in the slipstream of a GTR, and it turns out that it is Outlaw Quadrant. So needless to say, I didn't quite catch him going around the track. So I dropped that 115.679. Not a terrible lap, but definitely not the best I've done. So I head out again, and I'm actually getting a good slipstream for a guy, and then he dies about halfway through the lap. So exited and tried again, and this time I died about halfway around the track. So exited and tried again, and this is it. This is my remaining shot at possibly getting a decent qualifying position. I'm in P15 right now with the 115.679. So nowhere really to go but up as I head towards the chicane. Get through it okay. Get on the loud pedal. Head towards the finish line and score a 115.3. Pretty happy with that. So we move on to the race. Tire strategy, there is none. It's hards all the way. No worries about fuel, so we'll be burning in the grid, trying to lighten the car as much as possible. As you can see, that wasn't even P13. It was a P14. So 3/10 didn't help me out a whole bunch. Not much time separates me to P1. I think it was half a second. And then the difference between P13, me, and P14 was like 0.006 of a second. So getting the grass there a little bit, heading out of the chicane as the British Air Force, or is it the Royal Air Force? I believe the Royal Air Force, the RAF, peels off towards the sky. Distracts me as I'm watching the acrobatics of the pilots. Okay, not really. I have no excuses for falling out of the slipstream of P13 here. And I'm looking at GT Nebula coming back towards me. I'm like, all right, this is already going to get interesting. The start of the race, he goes off into the grass. Don't know what happened to Mr. Nebula there, but I will take the Geauxgreddy pass. So first Geauxgreddy pass of the race, not even halfway through lap 1. Already have the Mazda firmly in my slipstream behind me. DM Charles back there. And I'm trying to get back into the slipstream of Gene Phi. I've raced him a few times lately. We have a fairly similar pace, and he was in the slip of R4M Weedy, so I was having a little difficulty pulling back up to him because the Cayman is really quick, obviously around the corners, and then the Scirocco, the People's Wagon, quick on the straights. So he was getting assistance there on the straights as I go through the chicane there. Finally get back into the slipstream so I can take a big sigh of relief. That would not have been good had I fallen completely out of it that early in the race. But we are back on the rear end of the train. As you can see, it extends quite a ways up there. So I'm feeling all right about my race position right now, hoping that all the other races I watched, the same kind of thing happens here where people just kind of start dying left and right, hitting the Goodwood chicane, just flying off into the grass, killing each other, just the usual mayhem that you find in these lobbies. And then I will make my ever so sweet Jedi mind trick Geauxgreddy passes towards the front and claim the DR that I so desperately need to get back into A+. I'm so close. I'm like, I don't know, 600 or so away from A+. So looking to try and pick up some of this race and get somewhere up there in front of P10. That's what I need to pick up DR. Usually that's the good, Mendoza line to cross to be able to get that positive DR. Of course, other factors can be contributed and however the crazy way that it decides how you get points and whatnot. It has something to do like 80 points per person in front of you. You give up and you get 80 for each person behind you. Then it's like 1/2 of their DR, the difference between your DR and their DR times 10%, depending on the angle of the moon and which way you hold your tongue or something like that. I don't know. It's just some crazy formula for it. But anyway, so lap 4 here, I'm making a nice run on Gene 5. Got a good run on him out of that corner. I'm going down the left-hand side. He blocks the inside line there, so good job by him. But I'm going to brake as late as I can, and he lets me through. That's the only thing I can figure. I was lucky there because I made the move on the outside. He could have easily just gently escorted me off the track. A little slow through the chicane. The front-wheel drive car doesn't quite get the exit out of the chicane as the mid-engine or rear-wheel drive cars do, at least not when I'm driving it. Maybe some of those guys that were up front in the VW did a little better job than I did, as we had, I think, 3 or 4 others in this lobby. So moving on here to lap number 7, I am still sitting in P12 behind R4 Moody's as we head into chicane. You look there at Swordsman, and Swordsman, faceplant in the wall. He does not have the biggest balls of them all. He just got squashed. But he did send it. I gotta tip my hat to him. He did send it. But so he dies there at the Goodwood chicane, and I continue on. So another Geauxgreddy pass into P11, and you can see here R4M Wheaties goes a little wide, clips the grass, has to gather the Citroen back up there. And so that gives me a really nice run coming out of that right-hander. And I'm just gobbling him up. As you can see, the delta between me and him in the left-hand corner just disintegrates. So, again, I go down the outside, make the pass, make it stick, making sure I hit that apex there. Don't go too wide through that section or it is definite doom. Make it through the chicane, no problems. Lap 9, we are more than halfway done, and I'm already in P10, feeling good. Fast forward a little further into lap 10, and maybe I was feeling too good too soon, as he gives me the ropey dope. He looks like he's ducking in behind me and then sends it down the inside, and I was not ready for it. So good move there by Wheaties into the right-hander, but then he eats the wall too, falls back. But not too far. Unlike Swordsman, he kept it together. So he just fell back a couple positions there. But I will take that position. I will take my 10th position back as we are just swapping positions left and right. This little group of 4 we have here as Gene Phi looking down the inside. I give him a little room there, and he bumps me as he goes in. Just gets me off the track a little bit. I'm not going to fight it. We still got 5 laps to go. We're only a third of the way through the race. And I'm not going to fly off the track because of that. And, I almost thought R4 and Wheaties was going to go for it right there, too. But he backed off, so good move by him. Smart life decision, knew when to pull out. Probably saved my race and him a penalty. And so good job there by Wheaties not to send me into the shadow realm on that quarter. So just going to stick here in DM Charles's slip, and it's going to be a slip train as we head towards the chicane again, and they get on the brakes early, so I absolutely send it from a mile back, not even meaning to. Pick up a position. I was kind of shocked by that. I was caught a little off guard, I guess because they were so close together. Then I went a little wide on the exit, and I almost felt a little dirty taking that position like that, but it was clean enough, I guess, that I was like, I'll let it stick. And plus, he was still in my slipstream in the Cayman, and I wasn't too worried about it. And it was lap 12. So I was like, well, I hope I didn't upset him. It wasn't a move, really. It was just, I was just taking my normal line through there. And so as he comes down, he again catches me up here as I'm just taking that first corner terribly right now. And I let him through there after what happened in the previous corner. I mean, I didn't just let him through. He made the pass, but I didn't really fight it either. So still in the slipstream here, and another reason I wasn't fighting him is I was having trouble keeping up with DM Charles. The Atenza was just rocking and rolling down through this track. So I was hoping that maybe Gene Phi could pull me back up to him because the Cayman seemed to be doing really well through the corners. But then I would catch him on that straight, and he would catch me in the corners, and it was a weird little dance that we had going on, but it was a lot of fun. So we headed in the chicane again here, and we both decide to go wide and take a little side road trip through the grass, just get our toes in the dirt a little bit, and Wheaties goes by us again. So Wheaties is like hanging out back here, kind of like I normally do. Not really doing anything too spectacular, not really trying too hard, just kind of waiting for his moment, and takes the chicane very nice, I must say. And then we both just smoke the wall, and on through he goes. So again, confirming Gene Phi in cheat mode there with the Fanatec. Really, I mean, to be honest, I'm just jealous. So just pointing out that Gene Phi has what I want. That's all. Anyway, heading towards the chicane on lap 13. Gene Phi's Fanatec cheat mode wheel can't save him from killing the wall. Oh, that's not funny. Actually, I enjoyed this race with Gene Phi, so I felt kind of bad for him right there. But anyway, looking at tires, my tires looking okay. Look back here at Gene Phi's. This is looking a little bit better than mine this last lap. Wheaties a little bit better, and DM Charles, man, the 10s are looking good on this last lap. So unable to catch the two in front of me here on this final lap one more time through the chicane, make it, and we finish in P12. So not too terrible. Another Scirocco winning the race. A couple other Scirocco's finished in front of me, so I had more practice that I should have been doing in this race, but just didn't have time to get it in. So that's it for me. I'm one and done on this one. I have a feeling if I went back in this lobby, I would just end up in a higher lobby and finish even worse. So hope you enjoyed the race. If you did, hit that like and or subscribe. Come back and check out another video. For myself, Geauxgreddy. Y'all have a great evening. DJ Clean, take us out of here.